WWE Magazine started in 1983 and will continue until 2014 because nobody reads magazines anymore. I know there's been plenty of issues printed throughout the years from the New Generation era, the Attitude era, and Ruthless Aggression era, but I started watching wrestling in 2006, so when I finally got my hands on WWE Magazine, it was the PG era. Most of my collection I'm going to show you guys today is from 2007 to 2011, so let's check out my WWE Magazine collection.
You are now listening to Digital Suplex Radio.
Okay, so before 2006, WWF magazine was pretty much 100% wrestling. After 2006, the WWE decided to make it more into a lifestyle kind of thing, basically mixing in product reviews, dating advice, fashion, car reviews, and lots of stuff other than wrestling. I guess this is when Vince really started to say fuck wrestling, I guess. You could usually find a copy of WWE magazine in gas stations, grocery stores, shit like that for about $7. Or you could do what my mom did and order a monthly subscription for about $24. The magazine had little gimmicks in each issue I'll cover in a second, but for now, I'll just point out some stuff that caught my eye. One thing I loved about this era of WWE are the pay-per-view posters. They were so creative and visually appealing back then, and would even match the theme of the pay-per-view. This CM Punk one was my favorite for Cyber Sunday. Nowadays, they just take some PNG files and just slap it on a poster. Hell in a Cell. Man, fuck out of here. Sometimes an issue will come with some pretty cool posters. I have one up in my office right now of Ric Flair versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 24. I got this cool Rey Mysterio one, and I also had a couple more that I had as a kid that I have no idea where they are now. But remember, kids, never throw away your posters. Each issue has a sexy super fan of the month, where chicks send in sexy pictures of themselves and answer questions. What do they receive? Nothing. They're just in the magazine. And you would think they give them some easy questions like, what's the Undertaker's finisher? But it's like some shit like, Bret Hart once appeared in how many consecutive WrestleManias? Shit, I don't even know that. Oh No You Didn't was a feature that made fun of the wrestlers that had a stupid ass wardrobe or outfit. I love how they feature Saba Simba like this isn't one of the most racist WWE gimmicks ever. Also, I thought it was funny how they included Oz and Vinny Vegas in separate issues. Like, who did Kevin Nash piss off? What's in your bag is pretty self-explanatory. Wrestlers just show off 10 things that are in their travel bag. Cash for Questions was a feature where people sent in questions to specific wrestlers. I found something interesting in the Shawn Michaels mailbag. I would change the separation between church and state. A lot of people feel like it's a constitutional thing, but it's not specifically stated in the Constitution. Faith should be a big part of one's life and weigh heavily when making decisions. Oh boy. Speaking of politics, they even included this section in the 2008 issue during the election season where they actually listed wrestlers' political affiliation. Because this is WWE Magazine, I looked at CM Punk's answers and they're similar to his views today, so I really think they deadass interviewed wrestlers backstage to ask who they were voting for at the time. Definitely a Vince McMahon move. Jerk of the Month was a feature where a mock mugshot was featured of a heel at the time, and they listed cute little crimes they did, which got them on Jerk of the Month. There's cute ones like Brian Kendrick arrested for negligence for betraying Paul London. And then there's Matt Hardy with fucking arson. Nah, bro, I think y'all need to actually lock him up, bro. He killed a dog. What about my dog? What about my dog, Matt? On the Road featured a fantasy car build custom made for a certain wrestler. There's certain car parts talked about, like the flabbergaster, the hemoglobin, the fallopian tube, and shit like that, but I don't know anything about cars, so we're just gonna skip this one. Fantasy Warfare, where we see dream matchups between current wrestlers and legends of the past. Well, CM Punk versus Bret Hart. Okay, was Punk friends with one of the editors or something? Then there's Divas Uncensored, where they take 3 divas and have them give relationship advice, dating tips, and ask naughty questions. Most of the time, they'll bring on the same divas like Maria, Ashley, Mickie James, Lena. Wait, who the hell is Lena? My prosthetic leg fell off while I was on a date with my dream girl. She totally freaked out. Now what? Sounds like someone wasn't totally honest from the start. If she'd known you'd had a prosthetic leg from the beginning, maybe there wouldn't be a problem. Wow, what a bitch. You might notice flipping through the pages of these WWE magazines that they'll have WWE Kids. This was a feature mostly for kids where they would come and pretty much watch the same product. I don't know how you deliberate kids from WWE PG back then. They also had these weird ass fucking cartoons of the wrestlers. Like, this is Batista. That's supposed to be Batista right there. They had a feature on FCW, the WWE's developmental, or NXT pretty much at the time, that actually showed some stars in developmental that we see today, like Jake Hager, Sheamus, the Bella Twins, and who could forget, Victor Cerrone. There's tons of other stuff in here like superstar interviews, quizzes, fan art, video game reviews. Wait, video game reviews? Yo, they actually reviewed Sonic Free Riders. I never thought I'd see Sonic and WWE in the same place. And they gave it a 4. That's how I know they didn't play that shit. I could keep going on and on about what's in these magazines, but I'd be here forever. You can still find copies of WWE Magazine for pretty cheap on eBay right now, actually. So was WWE Magazine in the PG era good? Well, yeah. They had some cool behind the scenes photos, free posters, and some cool facts and trivia about wrestling and WWE. Nowadays, if you want news and information about what's going on right now, you got to look up dirt sheets on Twitter or Facebook. Or you can check out the Digital Suplex Radio podcast. Follow the podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and also make sure to subscribe. Hope you guys like this video, and I'll catch y'all later.